Should I join a fraternity? A college question as old as time. Boys, it's a new semester now. I know I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. It's honestly felt really weird since I think the last time I posted is around like a week ago now. And I haven't done that since around 2024. So it honestly feels really bad. But I've just been checking out all this fraternal stuff. I don't even know if that's like the right way to say it. But I've been checking out all these fraternity stuff. Been doing like rush week now. It's currently rush week right now actually. And I got class in an hour. But I just knew I had to create a vlog for y'all just to get my thoughts and emotions out into like the camera. And I realized I can just be making more like life updates kind of like this. So I apologize for the week absence, but I promise I'll be better and I'll be posting soon enough. But anyways, should I be joining a fraternity? That's a question that's currently going on in my head right now. That's kind of like the life I've been living as of recently. Gotta take out my Invisalign, guys. I got some broken yolk with here right now. I'm gonna be dual wielding. I'm gonna be eating and I'm also gonna be talking. But anyways, it's rush week, and if you don't know what rush week is, it's basically when all like the fraternities basically open their doors and invite you to events to meet the brothers baby. And you just go to like these like houses or like events just to really see like if you connect or mess with like the boys. And if you do, you might get a bid and then you're invited to the house and you're invited to the brotherhood, baby. So that's currently what I've been going through for the past like 3-4 days really. Like over like this entire weekend I've been busy, and Monday I've been omega busy. It's been a very busy long process, to be honest, and I'm just gonna be going all over it and kind of documenting how I'm currently feeling right now, since if I join a fraternity it would be kind of cool just like look back on this video and the whole process. But it's not official confirmed I'm joining, since I think I learned by February 14th actually on Valentine's Day if I join one or not. For today's meal we're eating broken yolk. I forgot if I've already said that, but we got hash browns, sausages, scrambled eggs, and then 4 pieces of sourdough toast. This meal is like honestly like one of like the most filling meals at Broken Yolk that I've experimented with on the meal plan, and I really enjoy it actually. I am ready. So where do we begin? Where do we begin with all this? So it all started over this weekend where I officially started like the rush week process. They did this new thing, kind of like how sororities do it from what I've heard, where we went into like a little building and then in each like classroom basically was like a different fraternity, and I was in like a group of like maybe like around like 30 people or something, and we'll go from classroom to classroom in like 20-minute blocks, and then we'll just talk with all the bros, all the frat bros really, and just get to know them and get a vibe or how we're feeling. And it really opened my eyes to the frat world. Since I was forced to check out every single fraternity, I wasn't able to just only check out like the Taos or whatever. Taos means top house if you're not further enough. Whew, my vocabulary is changing. We're better. But yeah, I was just checking out every single frat. It was like split up into 2 days, so Saturday and Sunday. Funny enough, I think right now there's currently like 12 or 11 active frats. Half of the frats at SDSU are currently suspended right now. The number should be around like 22, 23 or something like that, which is honestly pretty funny to think about. Funnily enough, I don't know if this is true, so allegedly, the business frat I checked out last semester that I didn't really fuck with too much, apparently that one is suspended or in like hot waters right now, which if that's the case, that means there's no more business fraternities at SDSU right now, since the other one got suspended last spring. So a lot of these like fraternities are in hot waters right now with the higher ups, since they're really cracking down on the magical H word, hazing. So a lot of them are kind of disappearing, and people are just kind of like scared right now, or really the frat bros. It's a crazy experience right now. But yeah, going back to the weekend, it all started on Saturday. It really opened my eyes to the difference between like a top house and a bottom house. The difference between like a top and bottom house really is just like the kind of motion they got. It's really apparent when you're actually talking with people like you know who are like in like a more top house. And I think it really like stems down to like charisma really. So I'm not gonna be saying any of like the frat names in this video at least, because I'm PR trained and I don't want to like ruin my chances of getting like a bid or anything like that, or getting like kicked out because I talked bad about one and good about another. So I'm just gonna be very vague with how I'm talking, but you guys will still understand. So we kind of started off with more of like the top houses. It was like kind of like in like a random order, and they were super charismatic. The way I would describe the difference between them is the amount of charisma is between the two, and they're just super charismatic people. Like they're just able to like make a conversation smooth sailing and everything. There's no like dry moments. It's always like laughter and everything like that. And it was honestly like a really like, I don't know how to say, like eye-opening experience. Like I gotta work on my charisma, since the way they made me feel, I want to make other people feel in a way. Like it was honestly very cool how they're able to like convey themselves, and I just gotta work on that as like an individual. So that's one of my newest resolutions, work on my charisma. I got a charisma max honestly. But going down to like the more bottom frats, and I feel bad when I say that because no frat's like really like bottom or anything, but it kind of has like the disparity because of also like funding as well. Like some frats have opened up since the 19 somethings while other ones have opened up in the past like 5 years. So that's kind of also like the disparity that comes with it as well. So no shade when I say any of this, but some of like the more lower tier frats from what I've heard, you can kind of see like the difference. Like they're not as charismatic. I remember specifically this one frat. It was so funny the way the guy was talking. He was like, all right guys, I know the 3 reasons why you want to join. For the parties, for sex, and for the drugs. So besides that, what are you guys looking for in this frat? And everyone's just like looking around like, dude, seriously, like the way the guy talked, like if you have charisma, you're able to say maybe that same thing and get away with it. But with having like that lack of charisma, it just blows you out of the water and people don't take you seriously. So it's like, it's funny to like see like that difference. So yeah, that was like the biggest thing I noticed between like the 2 days even. It was honestly a fairly like kind of draining experience, since I think my start time for both days was around 3 p.m. and then I would end the day at 6 p.m. And that 3 hours is straight socializing. Like there's no off time. You're talking constantly. Oh my god, excuse me. You're talking constantly. Just, you have to be on your A game, since if you're like kind of giving off like a bad vibe or I'm tired vibe, then why would they even want to like invite you to more things? Although you can go to more open events, it's important to make a good impression. Since, for instance, I made a good impression on this one guy. When I went to one of the open events yesterday, they dapped me out. They're like, yo, Chandler, what's good? It's good seeing you again. They remember my name. And that's like one of like the most important things. You gotta be yourself to actually make an impression, since I realized just being yourself is like the best way to really succeed, honestly. And I'll get more into that in a moment. Let me think if I got any other stories over this weekend. I feel like I got like so many like just like small micro things. Like there was like this one Indian guy who just smelled awful. I'm gonna be honest, I felt really bad, since every single time he was in one of my small groups, I honestly just left. But that's just like a little something. Not, I don't even know why I said that, to be honest. But some other like small stories I got from some different frats is like the amount of money they get. So like I said, some of the frats have been founded since 19 something, and with that they have a strong alumni network where they just say basically whenever they ask for money, they just throw them like bandos on bandos, thousands of thousands. For instance, some of the frats, or not some, but this one frat in specific is gonna have Mike Sherm at one of their parties. I think that was like so cool. Honestly, I don't think I would be able to get into that one, to be honest, since they seem like they have like, I don't know, a different vibe to how I'd be vibing out. But that's crazy. Mike Sherm, another one, was talking about how they're gonna be spending $30,000 on this DJ for just one party night, for a Wednesday party night. I was like, what? $30,000 for a DJ for one night? Like they're spending more money than like clubs do on like their promoters, or I don't even know how clubs really be working, to be honest. But that's just crazy. A frat I know more personally, that's like a more low tier one, gets like $30,000 in funding every school year. So it's like, wow, there's levels to this. But I think that really concludes like the weekend part of it. It was a very long weekend, to be honest. It was just wake up, eat, socialize for 4 hours straight, 3-4 hours, and then just hit the bed, since it's like you get drained after that. It's just because I'm talking to so many different people and try my best to like remember their backstories and everything. But anyways, moving on to yesterday, actually, as in Monday, was my first real like rush event where I was checking out a bunch of different like houses. I checked out 3 houses in total, and I'll be going over that right now. So the first house I went to, it was kind of interesting, since I went up in there, they made me hold up a whiteboard. It was saying like, what's your name, year, phone number, favorite sex position. And then I felt like, in the moment, I didn't really like know what I was thinking, but like afterwards, I was like, bro, are you kidding me? Like they have me like holding up this whiteboard, just like being stupid. I don't even know, but it's whatever. When I went in there, honestly, the first one I went to wasn't really my vibe. A lot of the people I was talking to, the conversations felt very forced, and a lot of them were into surfing, which personally I'm not too into surfing. But when I wasn't talking about surfing with them, they kind of made the conversation die out and felt very, very forced, to be honest. One of my boys did really good with them, actually. He got invited to the 2nd floor and he was doing some bong rips allegedly. And so yeah, at least one of my boys got to win at that frat, and they're one of like the more like top ones. That's actually the one that I was talking about where, oh, I didn't talk about this one. That frat actually, I feel weird saying all this, since I don't know if it's bad for me to say it, but I mean, I've never said the name. That frat is one of like a more top one. There's this term called satellite, which is basically like not the actual like frat home, but like homes other frat members live in that are like nearby like campus. They call them satellites. And they talked about how like most fraternities either have like between 1 to 3 satellites, but they have 10, and they kept like spewing out like new terms I never heard about, like 60 date. 60 date is a term where if a police comes to your house and gives you like a noise complaint, you can't get another noise complaint within 60 days, or else everyone in that house is gonna get fined $1,000. But because they have 10 satellite homes, they're able to just throw like every other day, not care about the 60 day, because they can just rotate to the next, while other frats that have like between 1 and 3, they have to like care about that type of stuff because they can't really afford to get 60 day that often. So I was like, wow. And they said they party between like, I think they said like between 3 and 4 times a week, which is crazy. Like all this information, it was like kind of like mind blowing, but it was just like an eye opener of like a different like world I've never really like even thought about, to be honest. Like all these terms, 60 day, who would have thought? But yeah, going back to like the first frat I went to, didn't really rock with them crazy, to be honest. I might go to one more event, maybe not, honestly. I know my girth and worth, so I'm not gonna like force myself to like go to any events I don't want to. I'm checking out everything I can just to get a feel of everything, since I might find something I like that I didn't necessarily think I would like to begin with. So that's kind of like my thought process between going through all these. But yeah, the conversation felt really forced. Like there'd be like big groups of like 10 people surrounding like one active member. It was kind of hard to like fit into like the circle, and then it felt like a Socratic seminar where I'm like, oh, can you please give me some attention and give me some brownie points, please notice me. So I kind of like left after like an hour or something like that. Went to the next frat, and this frat is actually very close to my building. Actually, I don't even know why I'm saying all this, but very close to my building, which is kind of nice to think in my head, like if I were to get a bid here, it'd be easier for like the pledge process. Anyways, we go in there. Oh wait, I say we because I met one guy from the first frat, and then he wants to go to the second one with me. I go into a frat with this guy, and the vibe was completely different. Everyone just seemed to like be having a little more fun, in my opinion. It didn't feel forced. People weren't just like awkwardly standing. Like actives were talking with everybody. It was a nice open backyard. People were playing die and everything. And I was just introducing myself to as many people as I could. That one, in my head, to be honest, is one of my top frats that I want to at least hopefully get in. I was talking with everyone, and everyone was reciprocating the energy back. Like the conversations were smoothing, or wait, what? The conversations were going smoothly. The vibes were up. I just was having a good time overall. Oh, I see one of my boys out there. The vibes were just overall really good. That was the best frat of the day, to be honest. I really enjoyed that one, and I know a lot of like the higher ups, like the rush chair people, and overall it was good. Like when I was leaving at like the very end, I was like dapping up people I wasn't talking to yet, and they're like, oh, I don't think I'll talk to you yet. I really hope I can see you at the next event. And I know they want to like make a good impression. Like obviously they're not going to be like dickheads to me, but they were very nice, and I felt very included and welcome to them. I met this one guy there who was really cool actually. He was actually an international student, and I was like, international student? I said, are you staying here right now? And he's like, yeah, I was actually supposed to leave in the fall, but I rushed and I loved it so much I stayed another semester. I'm like, I've never heard of like a study abroad student who rushed a fraternity. Like, isn't that crazy? And then after this semester, he's gone. He's just gonna be disappearing into the thin air. He's going back to, I think he was from Norway, which is pretty cool. So shout out Norway. Very cool vibe. Also, another person I met, not from this frat, but from the first one. This was like my favorite person I met. I met a Clash Royale pro. So I was talking to like this one guy, and he just randomly brought it up. I'm like, dude, that's so sick. I was like, can I see your account? I just wanted to see like all like his badges and everything, since I love playing Clash Royale myself personally, and Brawl Stars. Those are like my 2 favorite mobile games right now. I asked to see his phone. He was like, oh, I don't have my gaming phone on me. I was like, gaming phone? This guy actually is a professional. Like, he has his own separate phone, so he can't get like distracted by like notifications or anything like that. Probably has like better like specs to it and everything, but he's like, I can grab your Instagram, bro. Like, you seem hella chill. I'm like, bro, this is like the vibe I want to see. But honestly, he was probably one of the coolest guys I met there. Everyone else, a little iffy, I'm gonna be honest, but you win some, you lose some. Anyways, going to the final frat. Actually, I'm gonna eat real quick. Oh, this is good, baby. Anyways, the last frat I went to, probably the worst one, honestly. I did not really mess with them at all, and it's okay. It happens. I don't have to mess with everyone. That one was actually the one where I didn't even ask for a single person's Instagram, which is kind of rare, since it's kind of normal. It's like after a good conversation with someone, you're like, dude, you have an awesome vibe. Can I grab your Instagram? And they're like, fuck yeah, bro. Here's my Insta. Dude, I've been getting like so many followers. It's a good feeling seeing my little arbitrary number going up. But anyways, last frat, we went bowling, and when I went in there, I thought it was gonna be cool vibes, since they told me to write my name on my phone and just take a photo. I think they do that so after all like the rush events, they have all these photos accumulated so they can see my face and be like, is that guy cool? Do we want him in? Fuck yeah, or fuck no. So that's what I was doing. I put my name up to my chest, Chandler Forsyth, and then the guy was like, Chandler Foreskin. I'm like, I've heard that joke before. I mean, it's not like the craziest, funniest joke, but I mean, it's playful banter. I was like, oh, maybe these people will actually be kind of cool. Those were the only cool people I saw there. I go in there, it's bowling. I went into like this one lane with, I think it was like 2 actives. After they bowled once, they just left. And then I was sitting there for like 10-15 minutes talking like with this potential new member, and he was like, are they coming back? I'm like, bro, I think I'm just gonna dip, honestly, like, or at least dip from like that lane. I can't just be sitting down like with a potential new member. I have to like talk with the actives, talk with the potential new members too, but I can't just be like sitting around doing nothing. I get up, I'm walking around, just trying to find people to talk to. All the actives were in their own little clique of people, and they wouldn't budge out of it. One of my boys, this is so funny, I was talking to him about this. I saw him like tap on like this one active's like shoulder. The active was like talking to someone else. My friend was like behind him like trying to like get his attention real quick. He was tapping for 7 seconds around so, and then the guy didn't even turn around ever, and then I saw my friend's face go like, I was like laughing so much. I was like, dude, that's so weird though. Like, why can't you just give my brother some attention? We crave attention. I don't know, that was just like a weird vibe off rip. I was going around, it was bowling and billiards as well, aka pool. And I went to like the pool area, and I don't know, it was just, the vibes weren't really there. I was talking with some people, conversations weren't really flowing as well. I honestly didn't really meet too many cool people. I met this one guy, he taught me how to like cheat in one of my classes I'm taking right now, so not that I would ever do that, but I appreciate him for giving me some sauce. So shout out to him at least. At least I got something out of it. There's always a key takeaway you're able to get from these things, and although they might be good or bad, it helps you like understand human psychology a little more. And I feel like I'm able to like really read out like the fake and good people because I was being myself. I wasn't putting on like a facade of being like this sendy person, although I am. That was so stupid. I don't know, it's a good thing to like be yourself, because you can't always put on an act, and once like your act kind of breaks, then you're not really connecting with these people since they fuck with you for the person you're acting as, not as you. So think about that. I'm looking at my phone right here to see if I have anything else I want to talk about. I have a bullet point of it saying lots of socializing. I think I've already talked about that. It's just omega amounts of socializing. Like I think today, I'll put up on the screen right now the list of all the events going on this week. I'm looking at my phone right now. Let me look if there's like any events I want to go to. I think I see like maybe 1, maybe 2 frats I want to check out. Maybe I'll just check out 1 today since I've been doing so much socializing, and I'm a very social guy. But this type of like environment, it could drain someone that isn't used to doing this much socializing. Actually, I wouldn't say I'm like drained. It's just I gotta preserve my energy for greater and better things, such as that second frat that I checked out, which shout out to them. I really fucked with them, honestly. And would I join? I think I definitely would join. It's just kind of expensive since the average cost for a fraternity, I'm not picking one out, but the average is, I think like lowest is like 800 per semester to the highest, it's just 1700. So it is a pretty penny, but they do like go down in price every single semester, but that's like a conversation I'll have to have with my parents. Like, is this really worth it? Since if it wasn't as expensive, I would instantly join, but there is some priciness behind that too. That felt really good, honestly, talking to the camera like that, and I do apologize again for not recording in a while. I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from. I wasn't avoiding y'all. I was really at these social events, grinding my ass off, just sucking up to these people, going on 2 knees, looking up and being like, just give it to me, just give me a bit already, please. I don't know, it's just been a lot. Oh, I see another one of my boys. I'm getting distracted right now. But anyways, I really do hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm gonna be making more of these little like life update videos since I really did fuck with this. I think it's just nice to like sit down, talk to a camera, spill out some emotions, and get my thoughts really out so I don't pent up nothing. Not that I was penting up this, but y'all know where I'm coming from. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Really do appreciate y'all if you watched it, and y'all are some real ones. I love y'all, boys and girls, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Eating on some hot fries. Goddamn, my boy is hot outside. Please don't try to diss me.